rather than asking for a
quote,
we're going to
have a conversation.
Then let's switch the mic. Remember, quote. Then we're going to have
a conversation.
Conversation
about your insurance. Who in here likes to talk? You don't even have to answer that question. I know everybody, we like to talk.
Whoa,
we like to.
Whoa, that's a great opportunity. Like, hey, what's your name? It doesn't matter. Have a conversation. The question is, how many of you like to talk? Let them answer.
Gotcha.
Let them be on, because if you lose them now, you're going to lose them later. What you're teaching them is, it really doesn't matter what I say to you because you're not really interested. Gotcha. Which means it doesn't really matter if I sign up for your program or not because you're not interested in me. You're interested only in my money. You see?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. Start over.
Quote, conversation.
All right. Where was I at?
Rather than asking people
for a quote, we're going to talk to you today about having a conversation with people about their insurance.
Hold on. Stick the landing. How many of you have ever seen gymnastics in the Olympics? Yeah. The number one thing they focus on is the landing. You might have meant to do 3 flips, but you only got 2. But you'd better stick the landing. When you dive into the water, the number one thing they look at is the splash. Or the number one thing we look at. I'm sure the judges know all that other good stuff. But the number one thing we focus on is, wow, they didn't even make a splash. We're focused on the landing. A lot of the stuff I don't really care about, whether you say and or the or a. That doesn't matter to me. But there are some points that are very important. And you're making a strong distinction here. In your 1 minute, this is very, very important. You're saying rather than ask for a, we're going to have a, don't tell me, we're going to have a conversation. Stick the landing. Or we're going to have a conversation. See how there's a little bit more syncopation between my words and my movement? You don't have to be scripted in every single minute of your talk. I'm not scripted every single minute here. We're only utilizing this much scrutiny because we only have 1 minute to look at. And who knows, maybe in the greater picture, when you take a macro scale, this isn't as intricate as some of the other parts. But the principle here should be very obvious to you, that when you have certain parts of your talk that are essential, the fundamental elements of the presentation, you must stick the landing. You don't have to focus on everything, but you do want to focus on these things. So rather than asking for a quote, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to ask for we're just going to have a conversation. Now you get to bring them on board because what you've said is, I'm going to present something new to you. I need your buy-in to validate through social proof that this is something that's good. We're going to have a conversation. How many of you have ever had a great conversation? See, you said, how many of you like to talk? Well, maybe some do, maybe some don't. But everybody here has had a conversation at some point in their life. And most of us can attest to having a good conversation at some point in our life. So we said the word conversation, so it's important that we reiterate that conversation term. How many of you have ever had a good conversation? Because now when we say we're having a good conversation, that is social proof in their mind saying, you know what, you're right. That's what I need to be looking to have more of. Conversation. That's something you can hang your hat on. Okay? Let's try it one more time. We'll get it right.
So what we're going to talk about today is instead of having a quote, getting a quote on your insurance, we're going to talk about having a conversation about your insurance with everyone today.
Good.
Everybody in here, we've all had a great conversation. Am I right? Have you had a conversation before in your life? We all have. And you probably might have had a great one, might have had some bad ones, but that's a low sales approach. That's less threatening than actual saying the word quote. It's so dry. Just like I say the word child, but I say the word baby, it means the same exact thing, but when I say the word baby versus the word child, we have a different feeling on that. Same thing there, same word, different, same word, same meaning rather, different word, but it's all about the perception to them when they understand that. Does everybody get that? Everybody understand that?
Whoa, wait.
step back.
Yeah. So you step back away from your point. Okay? If anything, step into it. Y'all get that? Lean forward.
Got it.
Okay? Let's try that last part one more time.
Everybody understand that? Everybody get that? Got it? All right.
Good. How about this? You can utilize a tool called call and response. You've heard it many times already. Everybody say, yeah. Yeah. Okay? The way that they know it's call and response, and plus you guys are doing long trainings, so you really want to make sure that you break their state. Right? You want to make sure that you get them involved. Well, this is different than any other doggone insurance training I've ever had. This is a lot more fun. The way that you do call and response is you let them know that you're looking for them to communicate with you. The warning in this is that you have to make it crystal clear and leave no room for doubt about what you want them to say. So if I say, you want to use like a common phrase. So if I say something like crystal clear, there's only one thing that people are going to say. If I say crystal, nobody's going to say China, nobody's going to say pineapples. It doesn't work that way. So just be careful about using everything except for one thing. But now you've increased their self-esteem. You've increased their efficacy. And what you've also done is you've had them follow you. Okay? So you want to focus. You can do this. See, kind of like when we say the word quote. Everybody say quote. Quote. And then say conversation. It feels different, doesn't it? When you social proof that you're right. You said it, not me. Quote, conversation. It even feels different, doesn't it? And guess what? As agents, it'll give you different results as well. See? Always make it bring it back into what's important to them. Try that
again.
Yeah.
So when we say the word quote, that has a total different meaning. Everybody say this with me. Say the word quote. Quote. But if I tell you, I say, hey, I want to have a conversation with you about your insurance. Say the word conversation. It's a cool word. It's kind of like pizza. It's sexy. Conversation. I don't know. It's something about the V's and the T's and the Z's. So it's a different meaning. I use the word sexy a lot. I can't help it. It's my favorite word. Now, what do you do when you lose the room like this? This happens to me a lot. I'll say something and it bursts into laughter for 5 minutes.
Well, that's a good problem to have. Yeah, sexy. I've never been like, ooh, pepperoni. Look at all that beef and cheese.
Pizza. It's a sexy word. Pizza.
All right. You've got me hot just thinking about it. All that mozzarella.
Mozzarella. That's a good one, too.
So
cheese.
Here we go. When you lose the room a little bit, you turn it around. Folks, how many of you know that it's okay to laugh and learn at the same time? If you know it's a good idea. Yeah. Folks, we love to have fun. That's how we do things around here. So what does it say? You stick with us, you're going to have some fun, and you're also going to learn some stuff. Pretty good?
That's worth the trip right there.
All right.
That happens about 5 times every time I talk.
All right.
I'm just going to stand there like an idiot till they quit.
Let's try this.
Okay.
Now standing like an idiot, you're the guru, you're the expert, you're the funny guy. That's how it is. Walk into your brilliance.
Okay.
Walk into your brilliance. So rather than saying a word like quote, everybody say quote. How about something else? Say something else like conversation. Anybody realize the difference? Yeah. What did I say? Quote. And quote. Conversation. Try that.
Gotcha. So everybody say the word quote. Quote. Now.
You don't have to say it with them.
Oh, yeah. Can I put the mic
We
down?
have to have the mic.
I have to have the mic?
Yeah, because
okay.
It's going to amplify your voice.
Okay. So everybody say the word quote. Now say the word conversation. Now that's a fun word. So say it again. Conversation. Now, that's a sexy word, right? It's a lot just like pizza.
There we go. Give them a big round of applause.